Hello everyone, welcome back to the Beginner's Guide to ADC/Hunter. This is Siege. Now, this particular mode is easily what I would call the most interesting of the modes to play Hunter in because you're technically not necessary. To qualify this statement, I'm actually going to play, who should I play? That's a really good question. Cupid? I'm kind of leaning towards Chiron. Yeah, let's play Chiron. Anyways, back to the point. The Siege Juggernauts are usually what you're going to be relying on as a team to eliminate towers, so you don't necessarily have to do that as a hunter. You can focus purely on eliminating the enemy. It's up to you necessarily if you want to, but ultimately it's not strictly necessary. It's very odd to play a hunter in this mode. A lot of people still do, obviously, because they want that range. But if you wanted to go really wild with some hunter builds, to test them out, this is the mode you do. I know that Joust is the ideal place to practice your regular hunter skills. I've mentioned that before. But if you want to practice some really wild builds that you wouldn't normally want to test in Joust or in standard situations, this is where you would do it, is in Siege, because you don't necessarily have to be so hardcore on structure elimination. It's just not as necessary because you have the Siege Juggernauts to rely on if you really need stuff to be eliminated, so you have that freedom. Now, let me see, we're looking at Bakasura. Alright, so they have the same kind of composition we do. That's probably going to be a tankier Bakasura. This should be interesting. We're going to roll right into Bluestone and Morningstar, and then we're going to grab, I don't know what ult I want. I'll probably grab Aegis. And then I'll announce which lane I'm going to go into. I'll go into left lane just for kicks. Yeah, he's going to be with Fenrir, so he's going to want the speed, because Fenrir's going to want that speed. I'm going to want the damage, and Athena's going to want the mana. That's usually how this goes. Let me go ahead and put a ward down on this side. I'll make sure that Fenrir is aware. Now, again, you'll notice Athena and I both put wards up here. That's because this is actually one of the few modes remaining where early game invades are very possible, and leaving yourself open to that is not safe, although I must confess that I've very rarely seen an invade in Siege go well for the invaders. Most of the time they just kind of botch the job and then lose the match. So yeah, it's not really recommended, but it does happen, and if you aren't paying attention, it can go very badly. So it is something you should be aware of. Is it a strict necessity? No. A lot of people have fallen out of the habit of invading, because if you can't invade in Conquest, people just don't have it occur to them that they can invade elsewhere. I don't know why. It's very odd. But yeah, basically, if people don't or unable to invade effectively in Conquest, there's a really good chance that they're not going to bother trying to invade anywhere else either. That was pretty fantastic. Why can't I hit you? I could not hit him for anything. My accuracy was so trash there. I have no idea why. That was terrible. Alright, this is an opportunity for me to go back. Yeah, I really should go back, honestly. The waves are gone. You hag. You are seriously gonna ult me just to try to prevent me from backing? Are you insane? That's wild. She threw away her ult for absolutely no good reason. That was weird. Anyways, back we go. I can't believe she did that. That was the craziest ult use I've ever seen in my life. Even clearing a wave is a better use of your ult than that. I have no idea where Bakasura is. I mean, I wasn't even in lane at the time. But fair enough. Point taken. Enemy missing right? Alright, I'm out of here then. I'll back up. I don't want to get slapped. They have Sylvanas and Heimdall in their lane? Yeah. Ouch. Unnecessary violence against centaurs. Where's the PETA? Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm dead. I know Bakasura ulted, but I can't remember if Sylvanas did. He's having a rough time. There we go. He's doing good. Can I actually make it there in time? Oh, I can. Thank you. I could not pick that bad boy up. Whoop. Oh, Heimdall. Okay, I thought that was bot bag for some reason. Her house is really bugging me, to be completely honest. Do we have him? Yeah, we have him. All right. This is really one of the purposes you can really get behind, is eliminating enemy siege juggernauts. If you want to. I mean, the assassins often can do it just as effectively. But I was hoping to take him there. Are we going over to gank Heimdall? Is that what we're doing? I think it's a little silly to put a whole team on one guy, but alright. I mean, it worked out. No pain, no gain, right? Oh, shoot. No, I have a feeling he was going to ult me, and that would have been a problem. Where is he going? Oh, you think you're sneaky. You're not sneaky. Newsflash. Interesting. You ulted to not get taunted? Kind of fair enough, but... You're gonna keep running? You are, okay. Perfect. Oop. Yeah, I didn't need to take that damage, but that's okay, it wasn't that much. She should have ulted. Just get some free damage on bot bag right there. Oh, at least one of us hit. Okay, that's both your potions. That hurt. That's okay. Well, now that she's going to be busy with them, I can go over here and gank this, because they're clearly not having a good time over here. Perfect. Now, where did Buttbag go? That's what I want to know. She apparently bailed, because she's not over here anymore. And, yeah, I'm not seeing anyone coming over here to defend this, so let me just take this real quick. I should be able to. Yeah, barely, but I was able to take that. Alright, they have a Siege Juggernaut in right lane, so what I'm going to do is clear up this wave, and then I'm going to go back. And I'm going to teleport to that Siege Juggernaut. I want this first, though. I should probably grab my relic first, which should be Puri. And... okay. Hello, what are you doing, punk? I was not paying enough attention, because he was there for the taking if I really wanted it. Oh. Oh, he blinked in. He's insane. I totally saved his life. I can't believe I timed that correctly. I saw Heimdall ulting and I just went for it, and I'm like, let's see if this works. It absolutely did. That was probably the coolest thing I've ever done with Chiron, to be completely honest. Ah, I didn't back up fast enough. I now need to get out of here before I get killed by these stupid smoke fire things. I gotta go back. Alright. They're starting too early. They don't have the Juggernaut in there quite yet. Let's see if we can turn that around on them then. We'll probably still lose the tower, which we really can't do anything about, but it's alright. I just didn't want to be silenced. I probably wasted that, though. Yeah, I'll let them chase that. That's fine. You guys need to stop that. There we go. Off we go. Nice. That is. We were so close. Here comes Sylvanas. Yeah, there's nothing we can do here. We need this Siege Juggernaut. I can start attacking it anyways. We're back here. Hold on. I'll let her get this damage, and there we go. Oh, we have a Siege Juggernaut. That's good. Oh, there's a fight going on up there I'm not ready for. Alright. Fenrir, what are you doing? There's Bakasur, there's Heimdall. There's the whole world. Alright. Say less. Sorry. You tried. You did try. They almost had me. Oh, didn't want to use that, but that's okay. Should have known Heimdall or somebody would have been here. I was expecting somebody to be here. It was not Heimdall that I was expecting. I was expecting Bakasor, to be honest. Oh, we're retreating. Oops. Oh. Yeah, I goofed that one really bad. Alright, so right now we're in a really strong position. I want Heartseeker because I am going for the ability build. I'm not sure what I'll want after that. 20%. Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, we have a Sea Juggernaut right there. I didn't even realize I was so busy thinking about my build. I really didn't need the secondary shot, to be honest. Alright. Oh, shoot. I'm still being attacked. Okay. Whoop. Alright, let's see what we can do here. We shouldn't need to necessarily retreat from this. Ooh. Oh yeah, I see. We're not in a good position here because they're going to have some respawns soon. Heimdall's going to respawn and they're going to be outnumbered. Here's Bakasura fresh from Fountain. Oh, that was bold. I cannot believe that worked. They look like they've all gone to the left lane, so I'm just going to go ahead and take advantage of this opportunity here. Take care of the right lane. Yeah, they're all in left. Well, no, they're not all in left. They're missing somebody. I see Bot Bag. I see Heimdall. No, they all are there. Okay. The only reason I'm not going left right now is because, theoretically speaking, it's a tied fight right now. So they shouldn't theoretically need me over there. I'm just about to take this. Heimdall is over here now. Oh, they've all come after. They're all coming after me now. Come on, Bakasura, jump for me. Now you get slowed down. You can't catch up with me, Bakasura. It's not gonna happen. Oh, yeah, it is, if you blink like that. Good play. He played that really smart. He really did. I wasn't expecting the blink. That was really good. I gotta say, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Now, let me see where I want to take my build from here. What is my last item going to be? I'm not 100% sure. Ikavol might be good, but I don't know. Oh, you know what I really... no, I'm not necessarily sure I really want... I was going to say I could build Shifter's Shield for a little bit of protections, but I'm not sure that would really work. Since I'm not even sure Bakasura's building... He's not building protections. Alright, that's interesting. So I don't even need that heavy of a... Alright, that changes things a little bit here. You know what? I should probably build Brawlers, to be completely honest. Considering Sylvanas, Bakasura's self-heal, Bot Bag... Brawlers. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier, silly me. I'll probably finish Brawlers before Bluestone because that anti-healing is going to be more important. Alright, you really slapped me with that one. I'm not sure. Can I have some help, please? Oh, I'm getting dead. Yeah, he went right for me because I'm the one with the highest single target damage. That was a good play. I should have been so close to the right-hand side. That was really a strong play by the Bakasura. They can just get rid of the Siege Juggernaut. What do you take away? That's too bad, but, you know, we're going to keep this up because it still was excellent gameplay showcasing a hunter in this particular scenario. Really, they out-strategized us at the end there, which actually is something that I want to talk about that I very rarely talk about, and I think almost nobody really talks about when talking about MOBAs, and, well, at least SMITE that I've seen. I can't necessarily ensure that League of Legends or Dota 2 don't talk strategy, but that was excellent strategy. That was a really good end-game strategy. I'm actually going to mention that. The Bakasura jumping in on me from the jungle, that was fantastic. I mean, the Bakasura was clearly salty, which is, pretty standard, but you don't say easy if you, weren't salty. But I have to disagree. We did, well, okay, he's half right. Half right. We had the advantage, and we didn't take advantage of that advantage. So yeah, I can definitely see where Fenrir is coming from with the we threw argument, because to some extent we did, but their strategy there at the end game was really fine. Bakasura taking me out because I'm the one who eliminates the Juggernaut the fastest, and they needed that Juggernaut. And then from there, the forcing out of Fenrir, which I believe was Sylvanas'. I think that's what Sylvanas was ulting about, but I could be wrong. And then Buttbag being able to take advantage of that pop-up to do some nice damage to Fenrir. I think that's what that whole story was about. It was just an excellent strategy there. I have no idea what Heimdall was doing, but I mostly saw Buttbag, Sylvanas, and Bakasura wiping the floor with us. I've, again, no idea what Heimdall was doing. I'm sure he was probably helping eliminate the Phoenix. I know he was the one who did the most damage to the Titan. But yeah, it was a really well-coordinated attack at the end. I'm just going to keep this episode up because that endgame strategy was fantastic. That was one of the best examples of strategy winning over advantage I've ever seen. And, that was amazing. So kudos to the enemy team for an excellent strategy and really coming from behind there. That was excellent. But yeah, really, when you're playing a Hunter in Siege, back to the main point, when you're playing a Hunter in Siege, you're basically swapping your need to destroy towers for stopping the enemy Siege Juggernauts. That's basically what it comes down to. The Juggernauts, the Siege Juggernauts by themselves will take towers. That's not really a problem. You just need to be taking out the enemy Siege Juggernauts, and the reason why that falls to the Hunter is for similar reasons that eliminating towers generally falls to the Hunter. It's a large fixture on the map. Well, it moves, but it's a large thing on the map that has good protections, good defense, and Hunters with their high damage autos, which don't cost any mana, are really the ideal class to take out those Juggernauts. That is what they're really good at. For the exact same reasons they're really good at taking out towers. It's the same motivation. Now, if you've always been wondering why it fell upon Hunters to take out towers, and why not mages, for instance, that's because mages, and I'm actually going to give you an example here, because this is the last episode of the Beginner's Guide here, and I just want to illustrate why it's the Hunters that do this. Where is... Yes, here we go. So this damage number here, the 36 plus 1.5, at plus 20% of magic power, only 20% of your magic power is going to your auto attacks. This is why mage auto attacks tend to be trash. Most mages, not all of them, but most mages. Compare that, and this is actually common for all magic damage people. All mages, all guardians, they all have 20% of their magic power going to their auto attacks. It's the opposite for anybody with physical damage. All physical damage gods have 100% of their physical power going to their auto attacks. Now, you still may be like, well, why does that matter for structure elimination? Primarily because structures don't take damage from abilities. Phoenix's towers, neither of those take damage from abilities. So, since the mage's damage output is their abilities, this makes their strongest asset, their abilities, useless against structures. Whereas hunters, who are designed to have really strong auto attacks, and that's their forte, which does damage towers, that is what their job then falls to. Because they're really good at the high single target damage with high power, free auto attacks. they're the best ones for taking out towers. Now, this question I've seen also extended sometimes on Reddit to why not assassins? Well, assassins can take towers because assassins are melee. They actually run a higher risk trying to take a tower. It's way less risky for a hunter with their range to take a tower than it is for an assassin in melee to take a tower, because if you get trapped under tower, for instance, by the enemy's support, as the usual example of a fatal tower dive, you're going to get slapped, okay? It's going to go very badly for you, unless you've got your beads up. But for hunters, they can stand almost at the edge of the tower line and be able to make a faster getaway, at least most of them. Those hunters that have an escape can usually leave the tower line just upon the enemy showing up before the enemy can even launch an attack and hit the road. So that's generally why... Those are the reasons why it falls upon hunters to eliminate structures. It is safer for them to do so than assassins. They have better auto attacks than mages, and since you're trying to take out a structure, it's very important you don't use mono when trying to take a structure. Structures are immune to the mage's abilities, which is their primary damage output, so that makes mages nearly useless, and because mages have weak auto attacks, they can't really replace that tower damage with that either. Now, this actually does change slightly when we're talking about the mage hunters that I talked about a couple of episodes ago. Sol, Oloran, Zeus if you're feeling spicy, and Kronos. You know, these kinds of mages, and Poseidon again if you're really feeling spicy, Freya. These mages all have excellent auto attack builds that you can run, particularly Sol and Oloran and Kronos. Now, you may be thinking, well, aren't these exceptions to the rule? And to some extent, yes, but the problem is they really can't take towers effectively until later in the game than physical hunters, simply because their penetration is usually a bit more expensive, or it's not necessarily the first thing you're going to pick up. I'm actually going to use Sol as an example here, because I'm almost done getting her diamond. You'll notice Typhon's Fang has 10% magic penetration, and Typhon's Fang has 2,800 gold. Right off Tahuti, 10% magic penetration, 3,000 gold. Now, you could be talking about... You could theoretically go into Obsidian Shard, which offers you 20%, and that's a nice 2,550 for 80 magic power. The problem is that this also boosts specifically ability penetration as its passive, and that's not really going to help towers much. Besides the fact, all of this is irrelevant because this is not necessarily the order you're going to build your auto attacks. For example, my usual build with Sol is Death's Toll, because I really like Death's Toll. Sometimes I'll use Gold Arrow, but I'm fond of Death's Toll. And then I'll go right into Bancroft's Talon, and then I'll pick up Ringificate. Alright, those are my first three items. You'll notice none of them have penetration. This makes it very difficult for me as a magic hunter, because this is my usual magic hunter build. This makes it very difficult for me as a magic hunter to take the tower early. Now, yes, you can adjust your build to get penetration a little bit earlier, which is fine, but you have to also keep in mind that you're making some kind of sacrifice for that. I build that way with Sol, so I have the sustain to last as long as possible and really farm. That is how I developed that particular early game build with Sol and other auto-attacking hunters. I'm sorry, with other auto-attacking mages. So, yes, you could do something a little bit different for more penetration, but then you have to very carefully consider your playstyle, and playing the long game for structures isn't a bad idea, but it's just something you really should be aware of if you're playing an ADC mage. Just be aware that it will take you a little bit longer to eliminate structures. Not necessarily longer as in it will take you longer to shoot down these structures. It takes you longer as in it will be at a later point in the game that you can really start wiping out structures like that. So, with that being said, just keep all of that in mind. Thank you all very much for joining me. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, suggestions, or requests, please leave them down in the comment section below, and thank you all very much for joining me. And, yeah, if you like this, please like and subscribe, and if you didn't, please ignore me. Have a great 24 hours.